Welcome to the RSP's Reads, Listens, Views. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. This is my overview of what's available at my website, mattwaldmanrsp.com. Leading off, go deep, what we're about at the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. New to the site, thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview of my story, as well as some evergreen content that a lot of readers over the past years since I started this site in 2011 found very enlightening or helpful, or give you an idea of kind of the basis of who we are and what we're about in terms of studying the game. This week also, a little bit of a look at the micro movements that make Ezekiel Elliott great. This is a film breakdown that I show of one play that really gives you an idea of the little extra details and some of his dynamic movements that set him apart. And then there's also a much longer piece that I do on how three teams over the past 6 weeks, or over 6 weeks at the end of the season, were able to limit Michael Thomas's production, how they covered him, why they did it, and kind of the choices that they made in terms of trade-offs to, end up giving the ball to other, getting the ball fed to other players other than Thomas, but why that helped these teams and how that could also apply to Juju Smith-Schuster this year without Antonio Brown. There's probably about 20 minutes of good film study here that you can take a look at, and I highly recommend this piece. Then, other things I recommend, Dwain McFarland's RSP Paths to Volume. This is exclusive to 2019 Rookie Scouting Portfolio subscribers. My publication that's available every year since 2006. You buy that publication and you get a newsletter once a month from May through December. Featured this month are two pieces from Dwain McFarland that give you his projections on Darrell Henderson from a ceiling, median, and kind of a floor, as well as a rose-colored glasses upside and Demi-Downer downside of what Darrell Henderson's range could be, and explanations of why that is in terms of coaching history, scheme usage. Great detail from a high-stakes player, Dwain McFarland, who's placed, I think, 3 top 5 finishes in the past 3 years. And you can also get more of that with Josh Jacobs. So he's got 2 articles out that you can get available if you're an RSP subscriber. You can get that RSP at mattwaldman.com, or just go over here where you see the RSP is ready for download at the site mattwaldmanrsp.com. Click on that and you can follow the directions to get it. In addition to Josh Jacobs, Dwain and I have been doing team projections. We're about halfway through the series. We focused on San Francisco and the Los Angeles Rams this week in terms of doing in-depth projections, about 45 minutes apiece for each team, going in through looking at really all the position players who are probably going to be relevant for each of those teams on the offensive side of the ball. Looking back, I reveal my RSP sample of Nick Chubb, the player that I gave the highest score for a running back in the past 5 years. Very in the same range as players like Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, and Todd Gurley. I explain why, give you a backstory of my view of Adrian Peterson versus Marshawn Lynch that's hopefully will be helpful and enlightening, as well as give you my complete breakdown of what I thought of Chubb before the draft. In addition to that, NFL Lens talking about the Patriots secondary and how they tricked Deshaun Watson, and how some of that may even apply to a little bit to what they did in the Super Bowl last year against Jared Goff. We get another look at Austin Ekeler and talking about the concept of taking a defender's back in the passing game. This is a really simple but effective look at what wide receiver coaches are often imploring their receivers to do, whether it's a running back, tight end, or wide receiver when they're in their stem against a coverage. And then looking back once again, looking at my sample reports on Marvin Jones and T.Y. Hilton, and reflecting on one successful scouting report and one that I felt like missed the mark, and explaining why that was the case. And then another sample scouting report on Robert Woods, and a look back on my scoring system and how it's evolved over the years. That's one of the things that I pride myself on, is that the rookie scouting portfolio evaluation system, its backbone is structured so that it continues to evolve. And I've been doing this since 2006. please check out my work, MattWaldmanRSP.com. Thanks.